I got a very special guest in the building. Just released an EP this past Tuesday. So far, so decent. The brother has great hair care as well. He goes by the name of Matt. Muse is in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know, right?
Right. What's up, man?
Feels good to catch up. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. We here.
We are.
What I'm saying? We did it, Joe.
Yeah. You know, congrats, my boy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You've been busy too. Like very, very, very very busy. I can see it in your eyes, brother. You've been working.
Yeah, I've been working. I'm tired, but in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's that good
tired from the grind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, so with the EP title, so far so decent. So far, like what's been decent about lately for you?
Yeah, I think I've just been in the right creative space lately. You know what I'm saying? And I think the project sounds as decent as I feel. Like Chicago decent. Like it sounds great. It sounds exactly like the creative space and mode that I've been in, which is one of like doing exactly what I love and like really focusing on the type of music I want to make and the type of music I want the people to hear from me, and telling my truth as bluntly and directly as possible. So,
and I checked it out. And it's not a long project, okay?
It's a quick one.
Listen, y'all, it's 5 tracks.
5 songs.
That's it. It's just 5, and you just heard one of them leave here.
And it's a 2023 5, so it's like a few of them are like 2 minutes long. Like
you said a 2023 5.
Yeah, like like in like the 70s, 5 songs could have been like 7 minutes each. You feel me? But like now, like songs 2 minutes. You know, Leave Here is 2 minutes long. That's the shortest song I ever put out.
I mean, let's talk about that because you're right. I was listening to some Earth, Wind, and Fire before. Like you said, tracks like 6-7 minutes.
Yeah.
And you said Leave Here was like the first time you made a record that was 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Would you consider that easier? Or, I mean, like how was it putting together such a short duration of a song?
It's so interesting to me because I write, in structure. So it's just like, to me, it still feels like a regular 3.5, 4 minute song because it's verse, chorus, like a little bridge in there, you know what I'm saying? But they're just short verses, and I think the beat is faster too. So for me, it felt really natural. It was easy to do. I don't know if it's easier or not than making a longer song. I do know it feels just as long when I perform it or when I finish it. But then when I look at it, like, nah, the song is literally short. And like, I think it's only 2 minutes with the little thing at the end. Like if you take out it's really like 1 minute and 50 something seconds. Yeah. So yeah. But I mean, it's just different. I don't know if it's easier, but it's definitely different. Yeah.
I say like, okay, let's go back to like 2018 when you released your first EP, Nappy Talk, right? From then until now, do you still see music having the structure? Because you just said, hook. I mean, I'm sorry. Verse, hook, verse, hook, bridge. Things has changed. So, like, is there still a structural thing, standing point, or have you seen any changes?
I mean, definitely here, and I think just generally, definitely. But I think the thing that I've noticed is that structure has changed in a positive way. Like, we still got verse, chorus, verse, but it's not like cookie cutter. Like, I think bridges are like so good. Like I love when people put bridges in their songs. Or what is that song? It's a Migos song. Fight Night. Okay. So like Fight Night is such, and like this is the thing I've always loved. It starts like, if you know me, know this from my feng shui, certified everywhere, ain't got to print a resume. Then the record scratches and then the beat starts, you know what I'm saying? But that's like the first 4 bars of the first verse of the song. And so like that's a unique way of structuring the song. Like the intro is using part of the first verse of the song. Like, and so like cool stuff like that I notice in records where it's like, how can I make this not sound like the exact same, 4-bar intro, chorus, blah, 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 blah. We gonna do the same things. Like we gonna have a verse and a chorus for sure, but like how can we make it unique? You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy you still listen to other artists outside of yourself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And even speaking on change, like since 2018, how have you and your sound changed since, Nappy Talk?
That's a good question. I think I've definitely grown as a human, as a person. And I think that I deliver, like I said in the beginning, that's what this project, and it's leading to an album too, it's about delivering and presenting myself in the most genuine, raw way possible. And I think that the
I caught that, by the way.
Right. I think the most the biggest difference is like, I think I've always spoken my truth for sure, But I think there were times where it was glossy and it was like, okay, how can I say this for the best way for people to receive it? Where I think now I'm in a space where it's like, no, like, what's the best way for me to say what I'm trying to say? Period, point blank. And how do I make the music sound how I want it to sound? And I think that's the biggest thing I've grown in, focusing on myself and my artistry versus what the outside world wants or needs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to receive me. I'm not trying to make it for y'all. Please receive me for who I am and where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
I love how you letting things out, man. And I got your joint Let It Out loaded too, you know.
No, let's get it.
It features, I don't want to mispronounce the name, so can you please say it for me?
The singer or
the singer?
Imani Brown Bay.
Okay, Imani Brown Bay. Who else is on there? Because I only saw Imani.
The producer is Sebastian Kame. He's a producer from the Netherlands. Really, really dope. Does a lot of really dope stuff with Spotify. He's just a phenomenal producer. He came to the city last year and was like, hey, you want to do a session? I'm like, yeah, and we wrote this song in a session in one day. Yeah.
It's Vocalo Radio. Matt Muse is in the building, Chicago, and here's his single, Let It Out. Y'all don't go nowhere.
Let it out. Let it out. Let it out.
Tonight, right?
Yes.
Got introduced to her through one of your shows.
Okay.
A couple years ago at Metro.
Show, yep.
Yes. She had this big old red hat on, like this big sweat on.
Bulls jacket,
Her swag was
she
right.
She got a fit off that night. Yeah, she did it. She understood the assignment.
She did. And she hit the stage, did her thing. But yeah, I got in tune, like I said, in tune with her through you.
Word.
And seeing her hit the stage, I just got to know, like, how did you two even connect? Because y'all have a strong connection in general.
Yeah. So we connected originally through, I think, stuff through Young Chicago Authors. Okay. But around, I think in 2020, Fortune House, which is, have you heard of Fortune House? It's like a dope art collective of young artists, like young 20s artists doing amazing stuff, black young artists. And they threw like an open mic, and it was the first open mic that had happened that I knew about, like post, the stay at home stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I've been in the house. I ain't been to open mic in forever. Let me just pull up. You know what I'm saying? I pull up and I'm older than everybody there. Like, I was like, oh, true, for sure. What's up? But they showed me love, you know what I'm saying? They let me perform. And then I saw Tonight, and we like had this moment where it's like, I know you. And she's like, yeah, I know you too. And we couldn't really pinpoint it. But she's like, yeah, I'm doing music. Check out my stuff. And I was like, cool, check mine out too. And I sent her Love and Nappyness. She sent me her project. And I actually went home and listened to it. And I think Billionaire is the song. One of hers that just went up on Spotify and on TikTok and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is fire. And I hit her up like, nah, you cold with it. You know what I'm saying? And there was a mutual camaraderie there. And we just stayed in tune through that. And then with the Long Hair Don't Care show, I asked her to perform at the one in 2021 because in being in Community, it turns out that she was actually at the first one. So the first Long Hair Don't Care show was in 2020, March, right before, like March 1st of 2020. Mm-hmm. And we had it in the hair salon. It was just me that performed. It was like 200 people there. But we made it a part of the like Louder Than the Bomb festival. So it was a lot of youth in there. And she tells me like, no, I was actually at the first one, like in the crowd. Like we didn't really know each other like that, but I was there. I'm like, that's crazy. And so it just made sense for her to be, on the show when we did it bigger at the Metro. And there was this conversation we had where I'm figuring out, what she wants to be paid, compensated for the show. Mm-hmm. And she didn't understand how, like, what she asked for. I was like, hey, G, like, I'm not even gonna let you play yourself like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna give you, you know what I'm saying? You deserve more than that. I'm gonna give you more than that. And to this day, she's like, no, like, that moment really, like, helped me understand how to approach this music. And I've become such a much better professional based on you, like, keeping it real with me and telling me to set my price better than that, as an artist out here booking these shows independently. And she always shows me love for that moment and in general, just for putting her on that show. And then she was an actual full set performer at the one last year. Mm-hmm. And so we've just grown as artists together and as friends together. That's the little homie. I'm big homie to her, you know what I'm saying? And also she's hilarious and she cracks jokes about me all the time. Like,
crack jokes on me too.
Yeah. So I think there's a real camaraderie there. And we've just grown because there's a genuine connection, She's probably
listening right now, cracking jokes.
Right. Yeah. She's a real one.
And I mean, before I ask you about the process of so far so decent, like collaboration though.
Yeah.
You've been in the game for a minute. It's nothing new to you.
Yeah.
And shout out to you for even giving other artists gems and game on how to perfect and better their craft and better their revenue too.
100.
But is it easier for you to collaborate nowadays, or does it have to be a specific, like, connection for you to get in the studio with someone?
There's a lot of camaraderie here, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially us Chicago artists, like the folks y'all play on Vocalo, like, we all trying to, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's always a yes if you ask for a feature, you feel me? I think with Love and Nappyness, there weren't. Only feature on Love and Nappyness was Joseph Chilliams, you know what I'm saying? He was the only other person with a rap verse, and then me and Femdot did the Shotgun remix afterwards. But with this project, it came together super natural, like very easy. And with both songs, I was like, there's only one person I hear on them. I hear Steve-O on this one, I hear her on that one, and then Imani Brown Bay on Let It Out. I just wanted a singer, and I was like, hey, can you just come to the studio and try something? She came in there, and all that singing she does on the song, she did in one take. Like, there was no coming back and, like, redoing the vocals, nothing like that. He barely put any mix on it. And so it was just me being like, hey, like, who are the artists I appreciate, and who do I think sounds right on here? And I think when you're curating your features around that, it's easy to do because there's camaraderie, but it also, to me, felt way better. Like, I'm not... yeah, such and such might sound really good on here. I might be able to get the money to pay a bigger feature, blah, blah, blah. But I hear Steve-O on this, you know what I'm saying? And that's who I'm going to put on there if he's open to it. Yeah.
Growing and growing. Shout out to the North Side.
Yeah, right.
It's Vocalo Radio 91.1 FM, Chicago's only NPR music station. I'm your host, Bekoe, and my guest, Matt Muse, is in the building with us.
Yeah.
We're talking about his EP, So Far, So Decent. I mean... decent.
I love the way you keep saying that. I love the way you say it. So far, so decent. Yes, sir.
You gotta put the emphasis on it because decent can go several ways.
Yeah, and you making it sound the way it's supposed to sound. And I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Because that party was decent.
Yeah, but I
bet. Okay, let me do it in these terms and see if you guess it. Yeah, that party it was decent.
Mm-hmm.
What is that lit?
That wasn't good. That wasn't an enjoyable party. Yeah.
All right, let's go to other terms. Yo, that food was decent.
It was incredible. You finna fall asleep. Yeah, you got the itis. That's what that was.
See, it's a mutual understanding.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in general, let's talk about the meaning because I know there's a deeper meaning to So Far, So Decent. I feel like it's more personal.
Yeah. I don't know if it's deep, but you know what I'm saying? There's an actual meaning to it, you know what I'm saying? So I've been working on an album for the last couple of years, and these songs were made for that album, and it's not coming out till next year. And so I'm giving them to the people early so that they know that so far this album is sounding decent. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's called So Far, So Decent.
See, it's deep to me.
Hey, I'll take it. Yeah, let's go.
Chicago, y'all might not understand right now, but I get it because you know
I saw your face.
We gonna actually jump into a music break and then I'll explain why I get it because
100.
You mentioned album
100
and you've been releasing EPs.
Yeah.
And so let's get into this joint with you and OG Steve-O.
Yes, sir.
It's called Show Me Love. Y'all don't go nowhere and keep it locked. It's 91.1 FM. Show me love. Got my head down, think I'm about to lock it up. Previous to the break, Matt, right?
Yeah.
You threw out a keyword, album.
Yeah.
You know, because I've been seeing you since you first released your EP, and it's been EP, EP. You know, how has that impact been first and foremost with releasing the EPs?
It's been cool. Like I think all three of them. Technically there are four. There was one that was SoundCloud only that came out in 2017. All four have done well in my opinion. I think that they've route the people up, you know what I'm saying? I've gained new listeners from them. And I have some songs that are like mainstays for people. Love and Nappyness, there's a couple songs on there that to this day I get text messages about, you know what I'm saying? To this day, like, people are like, nah, like, this song makes me cry, you know what I'm saying? Even some of the singles, that happens with too. So for me, it's been good. And I can get into why there hasn't been a full length yet, but like, I think those have done what I needed them to do and I've put them out.
I mean, why haven't there been because that was my next.
Yeah. It's a personal philosophy. Some folks might not agree with it, but I'm really, 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 really intentional and like I love my songs. Like they're like my babies, you know what I'm saying? And I think that, I'm on a journey right now. So I'm walking up a set of stairs, And I think that if I feel like I sit and I make 10 to 15 songs, you know what I'm saying? I want it to be received by as many people as possible. And I don't, just to put it really bluntly, I don't want to waste songs. And I know some people might be like, that's not a blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, nah, like, if I give you 10 songs, but I don't even have 10,000 followers yet, I don't really like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to say the full length, until I know I can do a tour with it, or until I know like I can get it in front of as many people as possible. Because if I sit down and I make 10 to 15 songs, you might not get another one for another 2 years. You feel me?
Maybe 5.
You know, exactly. And so like I need to be able to eat off that for the next few, and it gets it reaches as many people as possible and gets the appreciation that I believe that it would deserve because of the amount of time and work, you know, I put into it. So that's why there hasn't been one yet.
Gotcha.
But you know, these songs, I love making music, and so I'm like, okay, y'all can get these 6, y'all can get these 7, y'all can get these 5, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, songs are special. They're like I don't think we should treat music or art like consistency is important, but like, oh, here's a song. Like, nah, like at least for me, like every song I make is super, super important to me. I want y'all to listen to every single one of them. All 5 of these songs in this project, play them. It's 13 minutes long. Like, you can skip what you want to skip afterwards, but when you first listen, I want you to hear all 5 because all 5 are super important to me. And so I don't ever want to be in a position where I put that much work into a project and I'm not on the level where the amount of ears I want to hear it.
Mm-hmm. And you know, to hear earlier, for those that's just now tuning in, you spoke on how these songs are actually ripped off the album.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, so far these songs decent.
Thank you. Thank you.
They
Yeah.
decent, man. And
Thank
you spoke on important too. You said everything you release is important. So which song on this project is most important for you?
Man, that's a crazy question. That's a tough question for me.
It's really got 5 to choose from. Okay?
5 to choose from. Which one is most important? Ooh. Oh, man. I think in the moment that I'm in right now, in this moment, I think the most important song is him freestyle to me right now. I think that's what I feel like. We just did the listening party. We just did the news. We here right now. Like, the project is out. We getting a lot of love for it. Like, him freestyle is me speaking in the confidence that I'm moving in. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that one. And I think, like, just strictly from a musical perspective, like, I just think Let It Out and Something Good just sound so beautiful as songs. Like, audibly, they're just beautiful songs. And I think there's something important about that because it's like, no, I know how to make music, y'all. Like, do not tweak on me. Like, I really, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing. And so I think for me personally, and what I want people to know that I'm doing is him freestyle. And then those 2 songs are like, if y'all want the artsy fartsy guy, just know he got that too. You feel me? Yeah.
I want to tap into him too. You got it loaded up. I'm going to give it to y'all in a little bit.
Word.
But you were very direct in this freestyle.
Yeah.
Like, you were letting people know, hey, I'm him.
Yeah.
So, Matt, who is him? who him is?
Yeah, me Muse. Is me, you know, and I talked about it at the listening party Tuesday where I'm like, you know, because they asked like, what do you mean when you say, you know, and who that person is a person who is, I'm confident within, you know, and I think it's proclaiming that my confidence comes from inside of me versus like outside, you know, anything. It's not about a like, it's not about who rock with me or not. It's not about any of that. It's about like, yo, like, I've had confidence my whole life. My parents taught me to be a confident person. You know what I'm saying? The people who love me lifted me up. You feel me? Like, no one ever told me that I couldn't. You feel me? And it's like stepping into that. And I think him is this guy who's able to walk into any room and know that he belongs there. And I think that's, you know, even in the beginning of the second verse when I talk about the Nike thing, like, that whole Nike story is crazy. And it happened just because of that. You feel me? And like, I love shoes. Like, people might not notice I got over 80 pair of shoes. You feel me?
Bruh.
And to be able to say I made a shoe with Nike is like, y'all might not know, but that's like a crown jewel on my life cap. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that happened because of me walking into spaces with confidence and like being able to be like, hey, I belong where I'm at, even if y'all don't even know how I got here. You know what I'm saying? And people seeing that and appreciating it. And, you know, things like that. Like, no, him is this guy who's really walking into every room knowing I belong and moving like that. And is also really good at rapping. Yeah.
It's 91.1 FM, Chicago's only NPR music station. I'm your host, Bekoe, alongside Matt Muse. We're talking about his latest EP, So Far So Decent. And you're right, music connoisseur you are. I'm sorry. Yeah, music connoisseur and shoe connoisseur.
Thank you.
You are. You came in here with some fresh, you know, fresh shoes on. Yeah. And I wanna tap into this Nike release. But before I get into it, if a lady walked up to you, right, trying to talk to you and get your number, what shoe would be a turnoff?
On her feet?
On her feet.
Oh, that's a great question. Wow, what a question. I don't know. This is gonna be on record. I don't like Adidas anymore. Like they have some hits, you feel me? But I think like, or like some like Nike Roches, you know what I'm saying? like any shoe that feels like I grab the first thing at finish line, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think Adidas makes a lot of these like cookie cutter, you know what I'm saying? Like silhouettes that are like, and I also just don't think they put in the creative work like a lot of other brands are. So it's like, if I felt like, oh, you thought them was, or like those like, them Jordans that like the flights, you like them just like
the team
yeah, that's okay. But with the question you asked, like I think it would be like, but you know, yeah,
like you beautiful, but your shoes,
yeah. I don't know what's happening down there, but you know, it's all good though. Like we can talk about something else. Yeah,
that's interesting. Now this Nike collab was with you and Nikki
Zamora. It's all good. Yeah,
Zamora.
Yeah.
It was like a white Air Max 90. Man,
Air Max 1,
Can you describe the color? Because I know it was like the Art of Air.
Yeah. So the color, it was like an off-white. I think the color was called Salt. It was like an off-white color, had the gum soles, and then the black Nike sign, and then the Salt and the air bubble too. And basically the concept of the shoe is called the Nike Air Max 1, the Art of Air. And the concept, she's a dancer, you know, I'm a rapper, and I think we were the two artists in the program. And we were like, yeah, let's make a shoe for artists. You know, it's the shoe that you wear to practice, the shoe that you wear to rehearsal, you know, the shoe that you wear when you're preparing for the stage, but you can also wear it on stage. And it can pretty much go with any outfit. And that was like the concept, like the working artist shoe. And I think it definitely has that vibe. Like, and so we shot it, you know, of her, like there's a picture of her dancing, you know, with them on, and it looks really cool. And then there's a picture of me in the studio with them on. And then we have this really dope photo of it, like on a you know, the little bars in the dance studio on the mirror, where they, you know, you hold on to the bar to stretch. We wrapped a bunch of like ballet shoes around it, and then we put the shoe in the middle of the ballet shoes. And it just like, yeah, like this is for you to dance with, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's the concept.
It's beautiful, by the way, and I'm mad I missed my pair because I like the collection.
It's all good. I can give you a pair.
Are you? Oh, yeah. You know what? We finna wrap this thing up now. I have to talk to brother off air about this because I'm gonna need these signed too.
Let's make it happen.
But you know, So Far So Decent is out. An album you said may be coming sometime next year. You pulled these songs from this album, and I feel like we got a special album on the way.
Thank you.
But you know, I also, before we cap things off and I get into one of your favorite joints off this joint, Love and Nappyness.
Yeah.
It's a foundation that, you know, you've put together. Can you break down Love and Nappyness for everybody, and also if there's a way for people to donate and help out, because you do an annual event for Love and Nappyness every year.
Yeah. So I put out an EP called Love and Nappyness in 2019, and it was the second in a series of projects about finding self-love through the growth of my natural hair. And then later in that year, I came up with this idea for a hair care drive, you know, for the winter, where we collect the hair care, skincare, and personal hygiene products to donate to shelters in Chicago, kind of in line with the idea of Love and Nappyness. And that's how kind of the org came to life. And we've been doing that hair care drive every winter since 2019. And so we're doing it again this year. And we also have the Long Hair Don't Care show, which is the show we talked about with Sinite. And that's like the culminating event of the drive now, where we have this big show. It's going to be at Talia Hall this year on December 10th. So mark the date. We'll be announcing it soon. But yeah, how people can support, just go follow our page right now on Instagram, because we'll be announcing a lot of cool things soon. And the drive soon, we are doing it again. So Love is spelled out Love and A-N-D, Nappyness, Nappy with a Y. A lot of people spell it with an I, but it's Nappyness. And that's how you can support. Just stay in tune with us, or even if you follow me or you follow Naira, who's the person who co-directs it with me, you'll get all the updates and the information.
I mean, let people know how they can follow you.
Yeah, you know, I'm Matt Muse. I'm Matt Muse 12 on Instagram, Twitter, X, I guess. Instagram, X, and TikTok, MATTMUSE12. Go listen to So Far So Decent. You can stream it on all the platforms. You type in Matt Muse on your thing. It's gonna be the first project for me right there. Please go listen to it. And please just stream the project. That's the biggest thing. We dropped the video for Let It Out a couple weeks ago. That's on YouTube. Both of those links are in my bio on my IG. So just go to the IG and go from there. Everything you need will be right there in my bio. And please run up the video, run up the project, and follow. Yeah, like give me all them streams, all the plays. So, you know, the thing I left the people with at the listening party was just please press play. Like the listeners are the most important piece of the puzzle right now, you know. And I want y'all to know that, and just I'm so thankful for everybody who's been listening and who will continue to listen. So just press play for me.
She call me an animal. She lay on her back and I eat it like cannibals. But I am no Hannibal.